Still running after sitting on the shelf for at least 2 years. I pulled on it 3 times and it fired right up. Oh, hey guys, welcome back to my garage. A couple things have happened since I've seen you last. If you can't tell already, I took off my bumper and just to sell it, and because I plan on getting rid of it anyway. So the opportunity came along, so I took it off, and then wired up a little light. So it's all legal, at least until, I don't know, until they get mad at me for not having a bumper, I guess. But we'll see what happens. Also, I got the radiator. That's the AC condenser. I'm leaving it out because of that. That was horrible. That was in front of the radiator, and the radiator was just as bad in this thing. So I've got the new radiator in. It's fired up, running. I pulled it over, scooted it over a little bit, and I'm just waiting for money now to put in a back window on it. And then I'm gonna start making that my daily, because I've got some pretty big plans for the pickup truck. I'm gonna park the pickup truck and do some serious work to it. I've got this huge itch to just do something major to it, so that's what I'm gonna work on. But right now, we're gonna work on this. I'm gonna see if I can talk Mike into taking off the gas tank, exhaust, and intake. I'm going to cut off this box right here from this frame. Those brackets there on either side. It's probably held on some plastic that I don't even have anymore. But you can see it's the same shape. The plastic here is the same shape as the frame. And then that's what we're dealing with. So we got to get that motor to fit in here. Hopefully it will. Hey, it's the next day, and I got a little bit of a hair up my butt. I decided to put the truck on a diet, and I got bored. And after pulling off the back bumper and feeling the huge difference that is, as far as the back end, bouncing up and down, I wanted to take off the front bumper and see what that felt like. So I did. I took it off and decided to weigh it. And I also took off the AC because it hasn't worked since I had it, so I decided to drop some dead weight. The compressor was, I want to say a lot. And then the aluminum receiver dryer wasn't much. The that other thing there wasn't very much either. But all together, it is about 145 pounds, I think it says. Almost 145 pounds. From the front and back, 65 pounds on just the back bumper. And so the rest of it's, AC condenser and front bumper. And then there's also the spare tire I took off, which I'm guessing is, 50 pounds plus, let's see, the mechanism to raise and lower the tire, that's at least a 10-pounder. Plus that back seat storage container with all the jacks. With the, that scissor jack and the tools. I'm guessing, all together that's about 75 pounds. Plus this 145. What's that, 220? Maybe? I think. And most of that is off the back of the truck. Everything except the front bumper, which was, I forget, by itself, I think the front bumper was 45. Not as heavy as the back. But yeah, anyway, the rest of that, minus the front bumper and the AC compressor, everything else was off the back of the truck, and it makes a huge difference on the way it drives. Or the way that back end bounces up and down. Like going down the road over here across the bridge, and you hit that expansion strip, and the back end sags, and axles slapping. But I got a bypass pulley on the way. And then I noticed another problem. Someone commented too that why would you put all that stress on your pulleys, going that, forcing that belt over just to bypass the AC. So, I thought about it. It's not a good idea. So then I went back and clocked this back to normal position, put the belt over the AC, and just ran it like that for a little while. And then I noticed that there was a bunch of belt material. I don't know, I think I cleaned it all off already. There's some right there. This black speckles there. This belt material all over the place. And the pulley of the power steering pump, you see I didn't get it quite all out of this pump yet. But it was built up all around the edges of all these pulleys. So I don't know when that happened, because I've only had it back to normal position for a couple days. But what I think happened was the alternator heated up. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's squeaky bearings. It heated up so much so that the paint on the pulley started bubbling and kind of melting. You see like a ridge. where the washer sat. But yeah, and then the rubber that was built up around here, it was worse on the groove closest to the alternator. And it was the only pulley like that. That other crank pulley and power steering pulley had a little bit of rubber, but it all scraped off relatively easy. But this pulley here, you see there, I still haven't got it all out. It was really bad on this pulley, really hard to scrub out. Along with the squeaking, I'm thinking it was the alternator getting hot, along with the bubbling paint. Yeah. So, getting a new alternator. Thank you, AutoZone, lifetime warranty. We're gonna try, I guess, just the factory belt. I don't know, because I still actually, yeah, no, I got my factory pulleys on for now. I went back to my metal pulleys. Oh, but that's right. So I can't get a factory belt because these are way off. These are still aluminum and way different sizes. That's a different size. This is a different size. So yeah, okay. So what I was running was this belt, and it might have been like 1/10 of an inch or maybe a 1/2 inch too short. So we'll get one that's just a hair longer along with a new alternator and hope everything goes okay. Now, back to the bike. I got everything that I want to cut off. There's a pile of scraps there. And the motor that's sitting out here. We're gonna get the 3 pieces, gas tank, air box, and exhaust off of this. And then we're gonna go see if it'll fit in there. And then there's another problem that I noticed. The drive is on the wrong side of this. This drive, with the direction that it spins now. Yeah, hi Cody. Just camera bombing it. Is on the wrong side. It has to be on the driver's side, if you will, or left side of the bike. But the sprockets for this tire are on the right side of the bike. So I don't know how I'm going to do it exactly. I'm thinking make some sort of shaft that will go through the swing arm. Or it might be easier just to try to swap this stuff around. Maybe even just flip the tire over. But it has a freewheel here. So it can't just flip it. I'm gonna have to like unbolt it and then try to rebolt it to the other side. But let's get this off and see if it'll even fit in there first. Well, that is actually in. I mean, it can't get any tighter, man. It's effing amazing. It's not actually touching. It's lined up all the way to the left side of things. Let's see. I might have to cut off that bracket right here that I think was for a kickstand, but it's okay. Because we got, this is where the sprocket would go, or is, and the chain would go. And it has to go straight back to the tire. Let's see. It's almost like it needs to go that way here. Whoops. I'm sure that's not important. Oh, a little bit of clearance issues here, but we can get that. I don't think any of this bracketry, well, I mean, none of that bit anyways. I can cut that off so I can scoot it to the left a hair. Or that way. Same with that bracket way down there on the bottom. Cut that off so we can scoot it over just a hair. We might be able to get a chain through there though. I mean, that alignment, if it can go right through the swing arm bars there, just like the chain does on the other side, go right in that hole. Just like that one over there. Might be able to unbolt that and bolt it onto that side, but I think we're gonna call it for today. That is a win. Look at that thing. Look at that thing sticking out of both sides of that frame. That is awesome. That is so sick. That is sick. So, yeah, you can see we're hanging off that side of hair, but that's not a big deal. Once I get it pushed in this way as far as I can, I'll take this plate off and reposition it to the front so we can bolt this all down. And then, yeah, we can get to everything still. The on and off knob. That's all I really need to get to. Then I got to figure out accelerator cable and all that, but that's cool, man. I can't believe it fit in there that perfect. Just paper width there. Oh man, that is cool. You got just tiny bit of clearance there, down, and right in front is where it's nuts. It just wants to sit right here. This is the only thing that's touching, but that can be trimmed. That is no big deal at all. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. What's this? Pretty cool car you got here. What are you doing to it?
Nothing, just imitation racing numbers and stuff. Those decals, racing decals or racing stickers.
Okay.
Is there?
Well, what are the lids about? What do you got going on with
with this?
Yeah.
These, when you turn on the lights, it becomes like, you know, like whatever color that you put over there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, normally
like colored light.
Colored lights, yeah. Some of them make a drill on the thing, and then they put a small light bulb, whatever color they want.
That's where you're gonna put that?
No. I was thinking of putting it in front of the grill.
Oh.
I see that one.
Yeah, these shoes are wild, man.
Oh, the shoes. My friend designed it, and it's supposed to be for the kids, but I wear it. It's like a transformer. It looks like a
That's
robot.
what I thought. They were Transformers, like Voltron or something.
The Voltron, yeah.